So yeah, without further ado, I want to dive right in and talk about how Aiven can bring intrinsic trust and value to your business. A little bit about me. I spent the majority of my career at MIT Lincoln Laboratory, where I was an engineer and an architect working on many classified projects for such as the NSA, the CIA, and DARPA. I went into the public retail sector for a bit of time to ensure I didn't miss the public cloud wave. And then thereupon, I landed at a financial firm in the midst of a migration from an on-premises cloud, whereupon I got a call from Aiven, a recruiter, saying, hey, you have experience with all the technologies that we offer. Would you be interested in being a solution architect in sales? And I said, sales? I'm an engineer. Are you sure you got the right guy? And they said, yes. And then I said, do I need to support the software? Do I need to get paged on weekends? She said, no. And I said, well, then sign me up twice. So, and that's how I stumbled into being a pre-sales SA. And I absolutely love it. Talking with engineers, building from my experience and helping them become successful. And most of all, empathizing with similar experiences is simply awesome. So I know that up until now, we've heard a lot about strategies about security and hybrid clouds and multi-cloud solutions. And while Aiven offers solutions for all of these, I'm going to change it up a bit. While all of those things are important to an organization's cloud strategy, you can't get to any of these without people and empowering them with the right tools. This Nike slogan from the early 1990s, so I'm showing my age a bit here, for the Air Huarache sneaker was a clever marketing campaign as a way of saying that take our feet for granted. So show them some love and buy them these sneakers. So now you're saying, okay, Jason, why am I showing a shoe ad about hugging feet during a discussion focused on the cloud? How can this relate to organizations, cloud services, people?
Hey, Jason?
Yeah?
Jason, I think you might have to switch your screen. One of our previous presenters, Avi, turned on his camera. So why don't we go back? I just noticed that. Let me just, or maybe this should do it here. How's that for everyone?
Is that working for people?
Yep. Yeah, I think it might have been me. Yep. I just want to make sure we get that right.
Okay, you should see a sneaker on your screen then. So
yep, I think we're all good.
Let's get right back into it. That's all good. I'm glad you're seeing the right topic.
Okay.
So why the sneaker, right? How does this relate to people and clouds? What I'm about to say is not novel, but some organizations need to learn it and some just need a gentle reminder. All too often, companies have gone out, executed a lengthy hiring process, done all of their due diligence when hiring staff to be the best at what they do. Companies trust engineers and architects to write code, build systems which create value for their customers, and drive company revenue and shareholder value. So why is it so often the case that engineers are not included nor trusted when making decisions to procure software or services that they will use every day? Or worse yet, management has gone out and purchased a software solution which may not meet the needs and then force engineers to use it. I'm sure that if I was in a room right now giving this presentation, I might see some heads nodding from experience. Trust your engineers and architects. They intrinsically have your company's best interest in mind. Speaking from experience, it was always my goal to build robust software that didn't page me on nights and weekends. I wasn't out to use the latest gimmick or buzzword of the day. I was always searching for solutions that created stability for me, my teams, my customers, and my organization by choosing the right tool for the job. I wanted to ensure that my nights and weekends are for my friends and family, not hunkered over the keyboard staring at some stack trace. I feel most engineers can empathize with my position and want to use technology that makes their lives easier, stable, and allow them to get the job done in a consistent and repeatable fashion. So I challenge you today to continue to trust your engineers and architects. Ensure that they feel valued at your company. So rather than have you hug your foot today, I'm not going to ask you to hug an engineer, But ponder the question, have you trusted your engineers today? So with that, let's jump right in. As Ron alluded to, this chart gives a clue as to what Aiven does better than anyone else in the cloud. Last year, 2021, our industry saw an inflection point as open source systems are now more popular than commercial proprietary systems. More than 80% of enterprises are choosing Apache Kafka versus the alternative commercial streaming service. Wow. This isn't a fly-by-night trend that companies are jumping onto an open source bandwagon, but rather a trend that has been slow and methodically becoming a bedrock of our industry. Aiven offers 100% open source managed databases as a service with no proprietary hooks, meaning what we offer is the exact same code that you could download and stand up in your own on-premises environment or cloud account. Wouldn't you want to put your faith and trust in a company that was born out of these trends? Aiven's open source house of services offers all of these services supporting various use cases such as streaming, OLTP, caching, NoSQL, time series, and large-scale analytics. Aiven can support all of your use cases under one roof with such tools as Kafka, Flink, Postgres, Redis, and now ClickHouse. With all services under one roof, this makes your life easier for both engineers, managers, and procurement by combining legal agreements, security assessments, support contracts. Aiven has built a consistent platform for deploying and managing all of these services across all 5 major cloud vendors, which allows you to deploy into more than 120 regions around the globe. Behind the scenes, Aiven takes care of all of the setup and provisioning, the high availability of these services, the security of these services, as well as the monitoring and logging of these services, all while providing these capabilities to you to monitor and log your systems as well. The goal of Aiven is to make it easy to subscribe once, deploy many, and scale in any direction that you choose by either scaling the services themselves or scaling your business across clouds. Building on the theme of trust and engineering value, this logo resonates in so many reasons that I couldn't help but tailor it to show much more. Besides projecting how Aiven can help your company grow, it shows the intrinsic trust that your organization will be placing in Aiven for your critical business needs and how Aiven will be there every step of the way. As a side note, I always find it quite funny how organizations list buildings, computers, furniture as assets on their balance sheets, but yet nobody ever lists their data as an asset on their balance sheet. Are you kidding me? Where would you be without your data? Where would your company be? Where would your customers be? Aiven fully understands that data is the lifeblood of a business and completely understands the trust you place in us. As a company that was founded 6 years ago by 4 friends with engineering backgrounds, Aiven knows where your engineers are coming from, as we have been in those same trenches with them before. Aiven practices what we preach, and that is why companies such as Activision Blizzard, Priceline, Toyota, and the government of the UK have all chosen Aiven. So we know what it takes to build successful engineering projects from the ground up. We built Aiven. Aiven allows your engineers to rapidly prototype and fail fast. If you're not sure if Apache Flink will meet your analytic streaming needs, no need in spending 2 to 3 weeks having your engineers learn how to install, harden, and stand up Flink. Spin it up on our platform. Test to see if it adds value to your business. If not, this allows you to make your decision quickly, yet be diligent at the same time. Consistency across services is paramount with Aiven. By providing a consistent REST, Terraform, command line interface, and console, all services that we provide across all regions and clouds. No more worrying about what type of VMs from a particular vendor do we need to buy in order to make our Kafka run in a stable fashion. Aiven does this for you. This allows your organization to consistently grow by building common capabilities across all of your teams. In addition, with so many proprietary cloud service providers out there, how do you ensure a consistent SLA in a multi-cloud environment? We do it for you by providing a single public SLA for all services, no matter where you deploy them. The key is to add business value by spending time on business problems, not on hardening infrastructure. From that Flink example earlier, engineers can now iterate on adding value by having not to worry about the arduous task of maintaining systems under ever-increasing load. Do you really want to worry about if your system will fail under the stress of a Cyber Monday? Of course not. Aiven services will scale to meet your demands. Simply put, Aiven lets you get the important things done within your business. So how does this all tie back to the title of the presentation, Intrinsic Trust and Value? With Aiven, you're going to have the following tactical benefits to build value within your business. As stated before, 100% open source, no strings attached. This allows you to get the best of the cloud. As many eyes in the open source community make all bugs shallow. Not only does Aiven use open source tools and services, we contribute back. Nearly 4% of our workforce is solely dedicated to giving back and contributing to various open source projects, not just the projects we offer either. We also offer a predictable TCO with stable 100% all-inclusive pricing. Listen carefully. No networking costs for egress or ingress traffic ever will be on your Aiven bill. Aiven only charges for compute, RAM, and storage of your services, allowing for a consistent month-over-month TCO. No longer are the days of having to figure out what are your expected IOPS or networking throughput for a system that you haven't built yet or fully scaled. Enterprise-grade services don't cost extra. All Aiven services have high availability, no downtime for upgrades, downgrades, patching, as well as simple one-click migration across clouds by default. Because of this no networking charges, cross-cloud disaster recovery strategies now become a thing of reality. You can be multi-cloud right out of the gate with Aiven from day one with that consistent TCO. External integrations are also available from such integrations such as Datadogs, Prometheus, and GCP Cloud Logging are just a few of the endpoints that we integrate with. Again, no networking charges for us to ship our data to those endpoints for you. We also offer 100% consistent automation across all services, clouds, and regions. Using Terraform, this allows for simple infrastructure as code for auditing and ease of use by only having to learn one platform. Yet we also hear from our customers over and over again that Aiven also fosters empowered engineers and DevOps personnel. Happy engineers working on a consistent platform produce more value to your business. When empowered and incorporated into larger decisions, engineering staffs feel valued, cultivating higher productivity and innovation. Aiven's goal is to make developers' lives better, one engineer at a time. We've heard a lot about different security postures today, and I wanted to give a simple example of one of the security postures that Aiven offers and the majority of our customers use. As we have heard, cloud providers have formidable IAM capabilities, challenging even the most expert security engineers to avoid introducing security holes into your organizations. Aiven provides simple yet robust security strategies from public endpoints, bring your own account, as well as enhanced security environments all the way up to HIPAA, PCI, and high trust data security environments. This diagram depicts our most standard deployment environment that our customers use, which is VPC peering. In addition, this diagram also shows an optional firewall per service, allowing connectivity along both the VPC peered network in the center of the diagram, as well as a whitelist of IP addresses for data sources outside the VPC. Aiven makes this complex networking setup simple to configure, allowing your systems external to the VPC, maybe such as IoT sensors, the capability to push information directly to your Aiven services. Aiven offers the capability for basically a myriad of tools in your tool chest to build multiple solutions for your business. And as the trend in the industry continues, we are seeing more and more open source frameworks coming out of today that rely on integration with persistence, metrics, or logging tools. Why choose an open source framework yet use proprietary infrastructure? Does that really make sense? As an example, WordPress can be easily configured to point at an Aiven MySQL or Redis service for tracking users and caching content. Additionally, add monitoring of your Aiven services with M3 and Grafana to ensure that your services are running healthy and meeting your customers' demands. One of the newer kids on the block to open source software is the Temporal Io Framework. This framework offers a microservice orchestration platform for managing modern workflow apps. Temporal requires state persistence, monitoring, and logging. With simple integration with Aiven services such as Postgres, M3, and OpenSearch, you have immediately built a robust data infrastructure for persisting temporal workflows. Imagine having to set up and manage all of this infrastructure on your own, harden it, and scale it as your workflow grows? No thanks. Let Aiven's Terraform providers do this for you as an integrated system. Thus, keep 100% of your open source solutions open source with Aiven. Lastly, Aiven can be your data cloud. From my presentation, I hope that you have learned that Aiven is a world-class provider of managed services and that we take great pride in putting your engineers' experience and your data at the core of our company's values, all the while giving back to the open source community. Please navigate to the Aiven.io website for a free trial with $300 in credits. I also hope to hear from some of you about your experiences, so please reach out. Thanks for your time, and now I open the floor to any questions or comments that you might have.